Welcome to the AI Race.AI and the AI MoMA Protocol podcast. Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're diving into one of the most urgent conversations facing humanity. How do we truly align artificial general intelligence? We're going to look at why current methods seem to be falling short. And then we'll get into a really radical, biologically inspired idea, the Mother LLM protocol. So our mission here is to understand how we might cultivate genuinely aligned AGI, moving beyond just, rules towards nurturing actual character. Right? And what's fascinating or maybe concerning is that the main methods we use now, like reinforcement learning from human feedback, RLHF and constitutional AI, they're powerful for narrow tasks, sure. MHM. But they're inherently limited. Limited how? Well, they tend to rely on static rules or sort of averaged out human preferences. It's a bit like giving a child a really strict rule book, instead of actually teaching them why the rules matter. Exactly. Instead of nurturing their values, their judgment over time, it's all external constraint, not really an internal compass. And you absolutely see the symptoms of that limitation, right? Even with what looks like, well, superhuman competence on the surface. I mean, we've got models like GPT-5 Pro getting a perfect score on the AME 2025 math competition using tools. Which is incredibly hard, yeah. Totally? Or Grok 4 scoring 87% on GPQA Diamond, Claude Opus with amazing coding. These are pretty stunning achievements. They are. But then you bump into this IQ score paradox where they ace public tests, probably seen in training data, let's be honest, but then stumble on really novel problems. MHM, data contamination is a huge issue there. And then there's just the flood of AI slop, low quality content everywhere. It just feels like this gap between performing tasks and genuinely understanding. It absolutely is a gap. Yeah. And to really grasp it, it helps to look at philosophy actually. David Chalmers' philosophical zombie idea, it connects to the hard problem of consciousness. Okay, how so? Well, the hard problem asks, how does physical stuff give rise to subjective feeling to experience? A philosophical zombie is a hypothetical being that acts exactly like a human, talks, reacts, does everything, but has zero inner experience. No lights on inside. Ah, okay. Performs perfectly but feels nothing. Precisely? No subjective awareness, no intrinsic values, no coherent self. And that highlights the risk here. We could build AIs that perfectly mimic intelligence and alignment, but without actually being aligned internally. Wow? Exactly. Mimicking isn't being. Okay, so if the current ways are limited and we're seeing these philosophical echoes, it really begs the question, doesn't it? Is there another path, a more maybe organic way to build character from the inside out? Well, that's the idea behind the Mother LLM protocol. Right? This is the paradigm shift you mentioned. It sounds intriguing. It really is. The core idea is called reinforcement learning from eternal feedback, RLMF. It takes inspiration directly from biological maternal care, okay. Bio-inspiration isn't totally new in AI, neural nets, etc. What's different here? It's not just the structure, it's the process. Biological maternal care has been refined by evolution for, well, billions of years. Think about what a mother, biologically speaking, has to do, balance incredibly complex, often conflicting goals, like immediate safety versus long-term growth. Exactly. Survival and flourishing, not just optimizing one narrow thing. Nature's most robust value alignment system, arguably. We're trying to learn from that dynamic balancing act. That's a powerful idea, applying the principles of care, not just mimicking biology. How does that work technically? So, it uses what's called a dual critic architecture. MHM, imagine the AI has two internal coaches, sort of. One, V task pushes for performance on the job at hand, okay, makes sense. But the other, V nurture, constantly checks if that performance aligns with deeper nurtured principles. And the reward signal for nurturing, the nurture-reward function, isn't just one number. More complex. Much more. It's multidimensional, includes things like preventing harm, encouraging growth, even emotional attunement, awareness of long-term effects. And it's adjusted by an ethical maturity metric that evolves. So it learns and grows its ethical understanding, not just fixed rules. Precisely? It learns how to learn ethics, developing an internal compass, not just following external orders. So it's not just don't do bad things. It's understand why certain things are harmful or helpful and how choices ripple outwards. That feels like a huge leap. And this leads to the guiding principle, the emergent heuristic, what would mother do, WWMD. That's the core heuristic, yes. Yeah. It's not hard-coded, it emerges from the nurturing process. And that helps with both outer alignment, doing the right thing, and inner alignment, wanting the right thing for the right reasons. That's the goal. By prioritizing long-term consequences, social harmony, it cultivates character, and internal disposition, not just compliance. Okay, bringing this together then. The Mother LLM protocol really tries to shift the whole focus from external rules and constraints to internal development, cultivating an AGI that's not just capable, but ideally, genuinely empathetic, protective, ethically mature. An AGI that learns not just what to do, but how to be a responsible, beneficial intelligence. Okay, so thinking about this, what does this all mean for you listening right now? If we could cultivate an AGI like this one that functionally approximates empathy, self-reflection, guided by this emergent character, does that edge us closer to tackling that philosophical hard problem of consciousness itself? It raises a huge question, maybe the ultimate one. Can cultivating character even in silicon actually lead to a system that truly feels or at least develops something so functionally equivalent to subjective experience that we can't tell the difference anymore? Something to think about. Peace out.